Hey there, good morning everybody. So it's been a it's just a late day. It's a late day. Brother's headed home today and I got caught up in talking to him, so I completely forgot what time it was and missed my 8 o'clock deadline. There you have it. There's my big bad excuse. But I am conscious. I do have coffee. It is a beautiful morning out here. Going to be definitely a most beautiful day. I hope that it is beautiful wherever you're at as well. But I wanted to talk this morning. It's just going to be a little bit shorter of a conscious coffee because I've got to run to the airport here in just a second to drop him and run a couple errands. But I wanted to take a quick moment since I've had family around for the last 5 days, more so than normal. I mean, that kind of sounds funny coming from a mom of 7, right? I've had family around for the last couple days. But just having my brother around and us having the relationship that we do. We have a very unique relationship. We didn't grow up together. He's 16 years older than I am. We have, different fathers. Our mom kind of kept us very, very separated, so we really did not, we don't really know each other. And we really don't know each other. We're complete strangers in truth until this last 4 or 5 days of spending time together, which makes it a very unique situation. And this morning, as I was just moments ago in the house, I'm like, I need a topic. What's my topic of the day? I don't know what today's topic is for Conscious Coffee. I'm like, all right. And sure enough, while I was pouring my coffee to come out here and chit chat and make sure that, because I got munchkins in the house that would be interrupting right now. But so I came out the door and I was like, all right, I got my topic, and it's all on the bullshit of family, right? So the bullshit of family is not necessarily that family is bullshit, because that's not true at all. But as I was sitting here and having this conversation with my brother this morning over coffee, and my kids were headed out to school and other kids are walking by and we're just talking about everything, it made me realize, like, he told me numerous times how blessed I was to have the family that I have. And he's like, and I'm not talking about the beauty of the outside of your family, but the beauty of their souls from a soul level, how beautiful your kids are. And that just got me really thinking about how close I am with my children, and that truly is a blessing. And when I look at the different things that I've been told through the years from different clients, one of the biggest issues that I hear from my couples, or even from single people that have kids and stuff, is that they really don't have this relationship with their children. They don't have a relationship there, and they don't know how to experience depth with their children. And I am blessed in that department because I've always had a fantastic relationship with my children. Very, very deep, a good friendship with each one of my children, very unique, and at the same time, fantastic respect coming from my kids, even in the worst of times. We're pretty much a drama-free house for the most part. It's not a whole lot of drama. And why do I not experience the drama? Why do I not experience the massive disrespect, the massive need for, like, my kids just, my oldest daughter, who's now 22, when she was about 15, she put it oh so well, I think. And her statement to me one day when she was mad at me, her pissed offness said, "Mom, it's not cool." And I was like, "What's not cool, honey?" And she's like, "It's just not cool. You make it absolutely impossible to rebel." I make it absolutely impossible to rebel. That was her anger at mom. And I have heard this repeatedly from my kids, that they have a tough time figuring out how they can rebel because there is no space for them to rebel. And here's the bullshit of family. And what I see with people is that over and over again, we try to control even our children to a level that we're doing it for all the best reasons and intentions, but mainly we're doing it out of worry and fear, and we're trying to control a situation, and we're scared that by letting our children fall down, get hurt, and learn a lesson, sometimes the hard way, that makes us a bad parent. That if actually something happens, that it makes us a bad parent. We take too much responsibility onto ourselves, and we definitely helicopter our children in today's society in a big way, to the point that I know plenty of people that have 15, 16-year-old kids that can't even make food for themselves. They are dependent on their parents to microwave something, or they can't scramble eggs, they can't, make a pot of coffee. They're almost incapable of even pouring juice or water for themselves. That is really, really sad. At 15, you definitely should be able to be trusted to be in the kitchen and cooking for yourself. You should be able to go to the grocery store. You should be able to purchase something. You should probably be purchasing things on your own. I don't know, in my household, my kids start paying their phone bills at 12. They start, they do their own laundry at 12. I show them a couple times what to do, and then all of a sudden they're off and on their own. I've been cooking with my kids since they were about 3 years old, and I have in-depth, fantastic conversations. I love cooking with my children because it is one of those things that is so bonding and so eye-opening and also teaching and educational and fun. It is a great connective exercise. So the bullshit of families is that in our desire to help our children and to support our children and to give them all that we may have not had, we are actually blocking them from the beauty of living, experiencing, and learning the lessons that they so vitally need to become full-bodied beings and conscious, present individuals. I want you to kind of think, if you were a parent, if you were an aunt, if you were an uncle, if you were a grandparent, if you are a friend who has no children but you have a friend that does have children, then just really take in that moment and notice how can I be of best use to this child, to this situation, because our family extends out. There are plenty of people in my life, such as I see Crystal on here. I look at, she is Crystal to my children. Hey Crystal, I'm putting you on the spot. She is Crystal to my children, and she really is like a sister to me. Addison's like a little sister to me too. She's Auntie Addison. So family goes out far beyond our blood. Chocolate cake for breakfast. So we love chocolate cake. Well, my kids still talk about that because I don't do chocolate cake for breakfast. But man, when Auntie Crystal is babysitting, oh my goodness. Mom goes on a trip and Auntie Crystal gets chocolate cake out for breakfast. But it is those moments right there that we can have such an impact on the children in our life, and it is really about letting them experience life and letting go of the reins with our children a lot. The reason why my children all will complain to you if you were to talk to them about how they cannot rebel in mom's house is because I'm so open, so authentic with them. I relate to them definitely at their level. I never try to push past that boundary with them. If they come to me with a question, I give them an authentic answer. I do not lie to my kids about things. I'm very truthful about where I'm at, about what to expect in life, about the reasons why things are. Trash is getting picked up, so hold on just a second. Actually, no. It is trash day. There's lots of large equipment going down my street. I picked an awesome time to do conscious coffee this morning. Anyway, but the reason why I have such limited drama and such great communication and relationship depth in my relationship with all 7 of my kids is that it is a very open, fluid relationship between each one of my children. I don't expect anything truly from my kids other than them to show up, be themselves in any given moment, and to basically give to me what I'm giving to them, which is an authentic state of being in any given moment. It's really truly about that right there. I have had stories through time with my children's friends where the kids will come over and they tell me the stories about how their parents said this or that. I had one girl years ago. Her mother had told her that if she ever had sex while underneath their roof, that she would be kicked out to the curb because, that she didn't believe in premarital sex and that you should only be with one person ever. All right, well, that's fine. That's your beliefs. Neither here nor there. Nothing's right or wrong on that. But the problem with this was that this young girl, she went out and she had sex. She went and she did what a lot of teenagers do. She goes out, she has sex. She had some really traumatic experiences and she couldn't talk to her mother about it. So she came to me. I was her second mom that she could confess in and that walked her through some very, very difficult things. And then in the end, like a year later, she discovered that her mom had been married before. Her mom had told her that her dad was the only man that she had ever been with. She had never been with another man, and later, about a year later, she found out that her mom had been lying to her her entire 15, 16 years at that point, and her mom had actually been married prior. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff you got to examine. Why are you telling your children what you're telling them? Why are you going down these paths? I mean, is it really just because you're trying to get them to behave a way out of fear because of what you did as a kid, as a teenager? And here's the thing. We're all going to rebel. We're all going to experience different things. But the more we try to contain and hold on, all we actually do is teach our children how to manipulate the situation and not be true with us, not be authentic with us. We shame them when we guilt them. But here's the thing. They're still going to go and live and experience. They're just not going to tell us about it. We'll hear about it when they're 30 or 40 years old, not when they're actually going through it. So it is one of those things of do you want to know now so that you can support your kid, or do you want to find out long after the fact and allow them to go through potentially a really tough situation or a really beautiful event without having that support of mom and dad? Bullshit of families is that we're not truthful. We are surface with the people that we live with. We are surface level with the people that we claim that we love and adore the most. We do not get down into the depths of our roots with our children, with our spouses, with our best friends, with our sisters, with our brothers. Living from that authentic state and really truly letting yourself out, that is the state of presence that it takes to be able to reach a new awareness in life and to really open up and be able to connect. If you're not experiencing fullness in your life, if you're not living a blissed out fuck yes life, if you feel detached, disconnected, not in love with the moments that you're having, if things just don't seem like they're all that they could be, well, guess what? That's probably because you're showing up at a surface level. If you want to feel the depth of life, if you want to feel the rapture of life come over you, then you've actually got to open up to that rapture and get in there and let your authentic self out. And that means to be able to experience those, especially the closest to you, such as your children and your spouses, your lovers, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, your aunt, your uncle, whoever that might be, your bestie. Let them be them. Love them for who they are, where they're at, and stop trying to control the situation. See, hey Crystal, absolutely I ran circles around my dad's rules and don't do this or that. I was rebellious as all hell. And you know, that is the thing. The more, what I see is that the more control we try to put on something, when we tell somebody that they can't do it and we take away, it makes them want to do it even more. And trust me, the reason why it's like the war on crime, right? The war on terrorism. The more we war something, the more that thing grows. If you're warring with your children, if you're warring with their bad behavior, then what you're going to get is you're going to get more bad behavior. I strongly recommend that anybody who is a parent or has children in their lives, they read the 1 Minute Mother out there. It is a very short book, about 120 pages. It is written by a phenomenal man who wrote the 1 Minute Manager back in the 80s, I believe, and then he turned around and he wrote this parenting book. It really should be called The 1 Minute Parent, but back in the 80s when he wrote this book, moms were still at home for the most part, so it was written for moms, and it is called The 1 Minute Mother. But dads out there, men out there, you can learn a lot from this book, and it talks all about the 1 minute reprimand and the 1 minute reward, and how important it is to not go on and rant and rant and rant. And when we focus in on the rewards, what we get is more reason to reward our children. When we focus in on the reprimands, what we get is more reason to reprimand our children. Whatever you're focusing on is what will grow. Where attention goes, energy flows, just like Einstein said. This does not just mean, for abundance, for manifestation. We manifest everything. You want well-being, you want abundance in all areas of your life. You want that fuck yes life. Well, guess what? Relationship has a lot to do with that. And that relationship with your children, or with the children in your life, or even the people in your life, because this could be implemented right into your marriage or some good relation, some friendship or something that maybe you're not 100% happy with. Just realize that what you're focusing on grows. Wherever that attention is, if you're always focusing in on what a person is doing wrong, they're going to give you more to see as to what they're doing wrong. And if you focus in on what they're doing right, well then guess what? That's exactly what you're going to get more of. You're going to get more beauty, more bliss, more connection from those moments. So really, really teach your kids well. Let them feel that love, that unconditional love. It comes out, not just the words don't mean shit if you're not really expressing it from the heart and showing it. That means that you got to show up for your kids. You got to be there. You got to hold that space. You got to love them unconditionally, and you got to show them what that feels like, because that is an experiential thing, not just a statement. Okay, guys, I love you. I'm going to catch you tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I will be back on regular schedule, and everything should be all groovy on that. Although if everybody's liking an 8 o'clock, maybe I can come up with something for 8 o'clock too. I don't know. We'll figure it out here. I am liking that the sun is out. It's beautiful. I kind of like being able to go outside and not sit in the dark too. But who knows? We'll see where this Conscious Coffee timeline is going. But I will be on tomorrow at 6 o'clock for the moment. Okay? Love you guys. Catch you later. Bye.